Hello, my name is Xonevant, and today I'm going to be talking about The Witcher 3. But I'm not going to be talking about the gameplay, I'm not going to be talking about the graphics, and I'm not going to be reviewing the game. Let's get right into the details, right here on episode 57. So as of the time I am creating this commentary, it is Wednesday, May the 20th. It's about 5:04 p.m. I'm actually about to head out to the store. Got to get some groceries, got to cook all my food for the week, and then I got to head to work about 8 o'clock. So I've only got a small amount of time to make this commentary, but I wanted to get these thoughts out right now because I actually just finished watching episode 1 of Dormouse 03's run of this game. I was going to check my comments right quick before I headed out the door to go and get them groceries, baby. And I got a ton of comments. I had about 9 or 10 comments to check. And then I got one special comment from L1 Gaming. Now, before I kind of give my thoughts on his comment, let me just read you his comment, right? Straight up. This is what it says. Speaking of hype train, CD Projekt RED won me over for how they launched The Witcher 3 and what they offered for the regular version of the game, and he has that in caps, the fact that there were no pre-order bonuses. Everyone gets the same game, no matter where you buy, plus 16 free pieces of DLC for everybody. The standard edition also includes the soundtrack, and then he has parentheses and he says, on CD, remember those? And I do. World map and a game manual that you can hold in your hand. Like I said, I want to support those that do it right, and I will pay full price for this title just because CD Projekt RED are doing it old school. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Treating gamers correctly. That's what it's all about, baby. You see all these, devs and pubs these days, they're releasing their game, and if you bought it, Best Buy, you get a certain thing, and they're dividing their audiences across all these different retail outlets and online marketplace, and if you get it from Amazon, you get this, and if you get it from, it's too much. Why make it so complicated? I mean, that's a lot for $60, man. That's a lot. You get 16 free pieces of DLC? You ain't gotta buy that stuff? I didn't hear nothing about no season pass. You see what I'm saying? Gaming has become so freaking complicated right now. So freaking complicated. And there once was a time when it was just simple. You just went to the store, y'all bought it. Everybody was basically buying the same thing. You got manuals, you got all kinds of little perks and freebies or whatever. You went home, you played your game, you enjoyed it, and you moved on to the next one. It was simple. And it really felt like the gaming community, if you will, even though the internet was still in its infancy and all that kind of stuff. If you were a gamer, everybody felt connected to the same game in the same way every single time. It wasn't different. It didn't divide the audience whether you paid more. It didn't give you perks for paying more. You see what I'm saying? It didn't divide everybody. And I know this may sound like some whimsical myth to some of you guys who, may be a little bit younger, but there once was a day when that was the normal thing to do. We're going to treat them like a fan of the experience. Yes, we have to make money. It is a thing. We have, children and wives and husbands and houses and mortgages and whatever, just like everybody else does. We have to earn a living just like everybody else does. But the one thing that we don't have to do is rob these people blind. There's a fair amount that we are going to charge and earn our living. We're going to make enough to pay our bills. And we're going to make enough to make another game. And we're going to go one game to the next. And we're going to make this thing a fair and equal experience for everybody. Everybody's going to have a good time. We're going to have a nice relationship with our consumers, gamers, or in my mind, fans. And it's just not that way now, man. Or it's very hard to find, I should say. It's very rare that you see a story like this come out. And I'm not saying there's none out there. But since The Witcher 3 is high on everybody's list of things to play and watch right now, I just figured this was fitting, right? And a soundtrack? Dude. There are certain instances where you can't even get the soundtrack unless you get the collector's edition. That used to be the thing, right? Honestly, that used to be how they separated the collector's editions from the regular editions. It was simply a soundtrack is what you would get, or a shirt, which I didn't think was a bad idea because if a game was $60 roughly a soundtrack would be $20, so they would charge you $80. That made sense to me. But still, in this case, from what I'm reading here, standard edition, still get the soundtrack. Dude, this is what I like. This is the side of the gaming industry that your boy Xonevant enjoys. I really do. And piggybacking off of what we talked about in yesterday's show with Assassin's Creed and what I was considering a very weak apology, they could do something for us. They could say, hey, when we release Syndicate, we're going to do something free for you guys because we messed up last year. And not just on top of our apology, but we're going to give you something free. We're going to do something for you. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking. I was actually talking to Melissa Daly in the comments. She's one of our subs. And we were talking about the whole Assassin's Creed Syndicate thing. And I was like, why not just come out and say that you stole our money and you're sorry? That has more weight to me than anything. You see what I'm saying? And so it kind of ties in. This commentary ties into the last 2 days. And that's why he started off his quote by saying, speaking of hype train. You see what I'm saying? And you can tell in his quote that I don't even know if he's a Witcher fan or not. It doesn't say. That's the beauty of this quote. It just says, you know what? Just because they're doing it right. Just because. And I'm sure that he would like the game if he bought it because it's being, it's high on everybody's list of games to play right now and it's getting very good review scores. But his comment, his quote is so cool because it does not say that he's a fan of the game. It does not even say that he played the other games. It doesn't say that he's a big nothing. I know that he's a big Dark Souls fan and a Bloodborne fan, and if you guys are all the time in the comments, you know this too. He's actually covering on his channel right now, but you get my point. He's just speaking in general here. He says, hey, I'm ready to buy this game simply because they got it right. And I can support that. I can get behind that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we need to do. We vote with our dollars. When a company comes out like this and does it right, we need to be throwing them so much cash. We don't need to be downloading their game illegally. We don't need to be borrowing our friends' games. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't, but you get my point. You need to be taking your fantastic plastic, baby, and sliding across that register and showing them that this is the kind of stuff that we get behind as gamers. You treat us right like this, we will keep giving you our cash. And we will board that hype train instantly when you give us that reveal trailer. We're on board. You know what I mean? Toot, toot, baby. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? So I'm fired up by this. I'm actually really stoked about this quote. So L1 Gaming thinks, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like I said, I'm not following this game or anything like that. So I'm very off the radar with some of this stuff right now. But check out Dormouse03's channel, guys, if you want to watch this game be played. She's doing commentary on her channel. I know a lot of you guys have asked me to cover this game, but like I said, I'm just trying to get through this inventory, guys, at my job so I can do YouTube full time again. And we're probably like, I don't know, maybe a month and a half away or less. So I really got to put my energy into that. But go watch it on her channel if you're interested. She's doing commentary. I just checked out her episode 1. I'll put a link to it, the description below, so you guys can just link right over. But I don't know, guys. I was just fired up, wanting to share it with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow.